All right, Vince. What I'm doing is I'm trying to collect stories of the blizzard of 1949 because I was born on that day in California. So, what happened to you on January 6, 1949?
We were living at the school or with your mom?
No, we were living with Mom then.
Yeah, we were on the south end of Pine Ridge. We were living with her mother. And
Skinadors.
they were going on to California to visit their kids.
Uh-huh.
And they wanted to beat the storm. So they wanted somebody to stay at their place while they were gone. And they asked us. Well, we were living up with Grace, you know, at a wood stove and chopped wood. And I think did we get our pump then? We had our pump.
Yeah, we had our
But anyway, we agreed to stay with them. Well, it was good for us because Eli Skinador sold wood and coal. And he had a beautiful place. And so we said we would, and it was lucky because they had the groceries and everything in there, told us up ourselves, stayed. So we did, went down there. And then I had to go, and then the storm came. And my brother and his wife came.
Which brother?
Paul and his wife showed up. They came down, but he was snowed in at Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
The snow was about 2 feet deep, and I thought I better go get her mother. So I walked south of town, and I walked her back.
How far south do you have to go?
Up from downtown, right to by the barbershop, all the way south of town.
Oh, geez.
So I brought her down.
Joy was with her.
Oh yeah, Joy was the baby with me.
So you had 3 kids then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie, Vince, and Joy was a baby.
No, Brian, Allie, Frida.
Okay.
And Joy was a baby. So I carried Joy. So we broke trail for Grace. Made it to Skinadors. And we sat there and we had a nice, some radio, and the snow got deeper and deeper. Got to about 3 feet. And what did it snow? Almost 3 days. We had. And
Every snow.
and about the 4th day after it's lit up, and I went back to work. I was working at the school. And first thing was we had the Morgan horses.
Mm.
And we had to get some hay out. Get some hay in. And government hay was Wakwamni Lake. That's what Congress had now. But that was government had it. We put it up. So we had to haul hay.
So you had to drive the horses all the way to Wakwamni Lake?
No, they've been out there.
They'd been out there. So you had to get to Wakwamni Lake?
Yeah, and bring it back to them.
Oh, gee.
So to get to the hay, the government had big cats moving snow off the snowboards, off the highways, and we didn't get to go with them till we had a D2 cat. And this blade was about that, just about as high as the snow was.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd put it back with the truck as far as we could go towards Wakwamni. Then we'd go back up the bank and unload it, and made a perfect track, just that the trucks can go in. So we'd go in there with that D2 and make a road and bring out hay. Then they had one of the studs over in Allen that they lent out was, he needed hay, so we had to get hay to Allen. Because our trucks, trucks were going different places to get these Morgan horses. Porcupine had one of them too, one of them thoroughbreds. And so we, every day, we did that for her. And at night, would you believe that? We'd clear it that much, and the next morning we'd get out there and it'd be blown shut.
Blown shut?
Blown shut, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have to go through the cat again and make what's called and load the trucks. And take them to the districts, Allen, Porcupine.
How high did that snow eventually get anyway? I heard
I don't know
people,
about,
Yeah.
I'd say about 4 feet.
and then it drifted.
And every night that snow would blow. You never got warm enough during the day to melt it after a while. It was pretty solid snow. But we had a lot of snow to move to. And they got the weasels in here from the army. They came in because the snow blew all these fences. You know, the pasture, you couldn't see a fence. And cattle were getting out after it, you know, come out. Yeah, they could walk out. So they had a lot of fence to fix. And most time they had to go dig their cows out. I know my brother and brother-in-law, they down north of Sharps, their cattle, they didn't have them down at the corrals or close to the house. They had them up the draw. So they were snowed in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't close to the creek. They were quite a ways back. So them guys had to dig all the way out there, break a trail for them, and get them to follow them out. They only lost one calf, and that was after Jack said a calf died, and when they opened it up, it was plugged up with hair. You know, they started eating tail. They're sitting around in a bunch and nothing else. They start eating their tail. The cows lost. Kind of bobtailed a lot of cows. So he's eating that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'd heard of cows eating pine trees.
Yeah, but they can eat up the bushes that were around there and their tails.
Yeah.
Huh.
A lot of. So
So
that's-
did you use the Morgans too after you got to them to help move stuff around, or?
No, we didn't. They only rode a couple of them. They were broke, a few of them. They didn't. The studs were broke to ride. Morgan Gold and Big Red Corral. But they were in the barn all the time.
Yeah.
So we was digging out every day. We fought snow for about a week before it really kind of settled down. Every day. Unload that D2 cat and start making roads, helping out the big cats. And I brought snow blowers they brought some up from Navajo. You know, they didn't have much, but they had the equipment. So they sent theirs up to help us get the roads open. Elizabeth's house had the steps that went up there that her basement, the street, Paul had a Model A parked there and you couldn't see it. It was covered. So good. But on the other side, it was just, the plows went through and had it, what's called, we could drive through there. But we dug that Model A out. It was, after we got it all cleaned out, everything,
Hi, Joy. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Mom and Dad.
We're talking about the blizzard of '49.
Seen that on Facebook that you're gonna come out and see him.
Yeah. When I saw Brian, he said, "Your dad thought I died, so I better stop by."
and that Model A, we dug it out. But we didn't get this with the motor. Paul got in there.
Yeah.
Boy, it took off.
Really?
I said,
Yeah.
how about that? Yeah, I told you, how about that motor? He said, all listening, her boy, just smooth. It was covered with snow. Then after it melted, then you could hear a Model A motor.
How cold did it get during that time? Pretty cold, or not too bad?
No, not too bad.
Too bad.
During the day was okay. But we were lucky. We had coal, we had wood,
Yeah.
we had a good, beautiful. The Skinnadors had a beautiful stove, heating stove.
Now, where was their house at from where things are now?
Well, you know where the
Madeline's is.
Yeah.
line? You know
Yeah.
the line?
Yeah.
On this side,
Oh, just right there, huh?
on the
On the
corner.
corner there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had that behind there. He had his big shed with where they kept the coal and wood.
Firewood.
So, just right on the corner there. That's a restaurant.
Oh, it was a restaurant too? Or there was one by there?
No, the restaurant was down the street. But this is Skinnadors. They were next to. Well, right now they have that shop. Not Madeline's.
Oh.
On this side, remember that preacher's got that
Oh,
restaurant
yeah.
there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Leon? Yeah.
That was it. That's where the Skinnador house was,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
on that corner.
Yeah. And Danny lived there. And the Polito.
Oh, we were living, Skinnadors were here, but we were living across the street from Skinnador.
Yeah.
Then Elizabeth lived 2 doors down.
With that little red house is, that's where we lived.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we just moved across the street to Skinnador's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were glad. Didn't have to buy any wood or any coal.
Yeah.
Good warm house, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to them?
Skinnador's?
Yeah.
They passed away. They had a couple of boys. They finally moved out. They moved south with their kids.
Uh-huh.
That blizzard did make you want to move south.
Yeah. Uh-huh.